Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. We have started the oxygen containing saturated heterocycles, and today's lecture is about four-member oxygen containing saturated heterocycle, that is oxetane. Outline of today's lecture include structure and natural occurrence of oxetane, different method for the preparation of oxetane, and chemical reaction of oxetane. Learning outcome. At the end of this lecture, every student will be able to know about natural and synthetic source of oxetane and to know about various chemical reaction of oxetane. And from various chemical reaction of oxetane, we can obtain various biologically active molecules. Structure and natural occurrence of oxetane. Oxetane R1,3-propylene oxide is a heterocyclic organic compound with a molecular formula which consists of 3 carbon atoms, 6 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom, having a 4-membered ring with 3 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. This is the structure. Formula consists of 3 carbon atoms, each carbon atom carrying 2 hydrogen atoms, and this ring consists of 1 oxygen atom. So, some physical properties are mentioned here that the chemical formula consists of 3 carbon atoms and each carbon carrying 2 hydrogens, so 6 hydrogen, and consists of 1 oxygen atom. Physically, it is a colorless liquid. Its melting point is minus 97 degrees centigrade and its boil at 49 degrees centigrade. Its density is 0.89 gram per centimeter cube. It means that it is lighter than water, and when it is mixed with water, it floats on the surface of water. Now, natural occurrence of oxetane. It is present in many important molecules such as Taxol. This is the structure Taxol, which is an anti-cancer drug, and oxytocin, which is an anti-HIV drug, and this is the structure of anti-HIV drug oxytocin, and we can see that oxetane is present in this molecule. And the other example is oxetine, in which consists of the 4-membered oxetane molecule, and it is used as an antidepressant. Synthesis of oxetane. There are several methods available for the synthesis of oxetane, but here I mention some of them. The first one is Petrino-Bucci reaction, one of the most important reaction for the synthesis of oxetane. The second one is cyclization of halohydrine, and it is also a well-known name reaction, Williamson ether synthesis, and this is the simplest method for the synthesis of oxetane molecule. The third one is diol cyclization. The fourth one is that we can obtain oxetane from the 3-chloropropyl acetate. When we heated it, it's converted to oxetane molecule. The fifth one is that we can obtain oxetane molecule from sulfonium halide. So we will discuss this method one by one, starting from Petrino-Bucci reaction. Now, what is Petrino-Bucci reaction? Petrino-Bucci reaction is a photochemical reaction 2+2 cycloaddition for the formation of 4-membered oxetane ring from the reaction of an excited carbonyl compound with an alkene. So in this reaction, generally carbonyl compound, aldehyde, or ketone are treated with alkene, and 2+2 cycloaddition occur to obtain the oxetane molecule. So this is carbonyl compound in which R group may be a hydrogen atom or maybe an alkyl group or aryl group, and this is alkene, and these R group may be hydrogen or any alkyl or aryl group, and these two species photochemically combine to produce the oxetane molecule. Mechanism is mentioned over here that in this case, first the carbonyl group absorb the photon and go to an excited state. So this is the excited state, that this become radical and oxygen become also a radical, and then it's combined with the alkene molecule. So it is mentioned over here that in this case the excited carbonyl compound react with an alkene. So this is excited carbonyl compound, it react with alkene and producing a radical here. When this combined react with this radical, we obtain a radical here also. So these two radical combine and produce the oxetane molecule. So breaking of the new sigma bond, this new sigma bond required more energy, and therefore the reaction is not reversible. So this photon only excites the carbonyl compound, but this photon light energy cannot break the sigma bond which is formed between these two carbon atoms. Therefore, the reaction is not reversible. Here is an example, reported example, that when we treated or reacted benzaldehyde with this alkene, we obtain this substituted oxytocin molecule in the presence of photon, and the reaction proceed in a similar way as mentioned over here, that first this carbonyl compound absorb photon going to an excited state and then combine with this alkene molecule to produce the oxytocin molecule. Here is a literature report, and this paper was published in 2009, in which various aldehyde and ketone are treated, various aldehyde are treated with various alkenes which are substituted when with an amine, and this nitrogen carrying either the hydrogen benzyl group or any alkyl group, and on the other side it consists of an electron withdrawing group that must be an carbonyl group, an aldehyde, ketone, or ester, or a Bogue group. So, and this R is either an aryl group or alkyl group. So, these researchers get variety of product from the reaction, Petrino-Bucci reaction of aldehyde with various alkene in the presence of photon wavelength greater than 280 nanometer in acetonitrile. At room temperature, they carry this reaction, and the rate of reaction is different for different substituent. If this is an alkyl group or a aryl group, then the rate of reaction is different. Similarly, if this substituent is changed, then the rate of reaction is different. And these people obtain various substituted oxytocin molecule. So one can also download this paper and can see the detail of these reaction for the synthesis of oxytocin molecule. Next reaction is intramolecular Williamson synthesis. And intramolecular Williamson synthesis occur at rate that depends on the numbers of atoms in the transition state. So here we can see that it consists of a halogenated alcohol, and when we treated it with a base, the base takes this hydrogen atom and producing an alkoxide ion. And this alkoxide ion attack on this carbon atom, eliminating the halide ion. So halide ion combined with the hydrogen and releasing in the form of hydrogen halide, and we obtain the oxytocin molecule. So this is the simple method for the synthesis of oxytocin. And the reaction rate are affected by the probability of the alkoxide approaching the carbon atom bearing the halide ion. So this is an oxygen alkoxide ion. So the rate of reaction depend upon that this alkoxide ion, how it reach to the carbon atom which bearing this halogen atom. And the second factor is that the strength of the resulting ring compound. Also, it depends on the resulting strength of the compound. For example, we can see that the cyclobutane is oxytocin molecule is highly strength molecule. So therefore, the rate of reaction of this molecule will be very slow. And the observed order on the basis of these two factors, the reactivity order is mentioned over here, that it depends on the ring size, that 3-membered ring is formed easily as compared to 5-membered ring, and 5-membered ring is formed easily as compared to 6-membered ring. And the slowest reaction is for the 4-membered ring due to the highly strength molecule, and due to the approaching of this alkoxide ion toward the carbon atom which bearing the halogen. The third reaction for the synthesis of oxytocin is diol cyclization. This is also a simple method and similar to the Williamson synthesis, but in this case, instead of halide, we use both alcohol molecules. So a diol can be converted to cyclic ether by using an acid catalyst. In the Williamson synthesis, we use base catalyst, and in this case, we are using acid catalyst. In the first step, protonation of the hydroxyl group occurs, then followed by intramolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. The second hydroxyl group attacks the electron deficient carbon atom. So, in the presence of acid, this hydroxyl group protonated in the first step, and then it's eliminated to produce the positive ion, and then its attack on this carbon atom to produce the oxygen molecule. So the mechanism is mentioned over here, that in the presence of acid, this lone pair of electron attack on this hydrogen atom, so it's get protonated. And now we know that the water is a good living group, and in these both cases only this hydroxyl group is protonated because this is critically unhindered. So this one will be protonated and producing this water molecule and eliminating the chloride ion, and then this lone pair of electron will attack over here, eliminating the water molecule as well as the chloride ion. So in the next step, the chloride ion will take this hydrogen atom and we will obtain the methyl substituted oxygen molecule. So this is also a simple method for the synthesis of oxygen molecule, and similar to the Williamson ether synthesis, but in that case they use base catalyst, and in diol cyclization acid catalyst is used to produce the oxygen molecule. The fourth method is that we can obtain oxygen molecule from chloropropyl acetate. And a typical well-known method, it is a well-known method for the preparation of oxygen molecule. And in this case, 3-chloropropyl acetate is heated at 150 degrees centigrade in the presence of base potassium hydroxide, and we obtain the oxygen molecule. So it's a simple reaction that when we heat it, this molecule, we obtain the we obtain this oxygen molecule simply when the 3-chloropropyl acetate is heated at 150 to 200 degrees centigrade in the presence of base, then we can obtain the oxygen molecule. The fifth method is that we can obtain oxygen molecule from sulfonium halide, and the reaction involves addition of sulfur halide, and we use sulfur halide 2 equivalent, and we treated this sulfonium halide either with a ketone or aldehyde to produce the corresponding oxygen molecule. And this reaction is also used for the synthesis of oxygen, and it was discovered by William Johnson and developed by Corey and Michael Czechowski. So therefore this reaction is also known as Johnson-Corey-Michael Czechowski reaction. And halide is a neutral dipolar molecule containing a formally negatively charged atom, usually a carbon ion, directly attached to a heteroatom with a formal positive charge, usually sulfur. So this is the reaction. This is a sulfonium halide, and we can see that this is a dipolar molecule containing a formally negative charge on carbon atom and formally positive charge on heteroatom sulfur. And when we treated this molecule with an aldehyde or ketone in the presence of potassium hydroxide and heated at 150 to 200 degrees centigrade, we obtain the oxygen molecule. The mechanism is mentioned over here, that in the first step, as this CH2 contain the negative charge, so this negative charge attack on the carbonyl carbon atom, and then this pi electron shift toward the oxygen atom, and then this negative oxygen atom attack on this carbon atom, eliminating the dimethyl sulfoxide ion and producing an oxygen ring. And in the previous slide, I mentioned that the two equivalent of sulfoxonium halide is used. So the first equivalent is used over here, and in the second step, a second equivalent of sulfooxonium halide is treated with this oxygen molecule. So this CH2 negative ion attack on this carbon atom and the ring open, and this oxygen carrying the negative charge attack on this carbon atom, releasing the dimethyl sulfoxide ion again, the sulfoxide solvent again, and we obtain the substituted oxygen molecule. Now chemical reaction of oxygen. So oxygen is a highly strained molecule and present a combination of stable motif for medicinal chemistry and reactive intermediate for further synthesis. So it is highly strained, so it's highly reactive, and it can be used for the synthesis of various types of biologically active molecules. It can undergo various types of chemical reaction, and the first one is the ring opening reaction. The second one is reaction with alkene, and the third one is the polymerization reaction. So we'll discuss these three important types of chemical reaction of oxytane. Now, first one is ring opening reaction. So a ring opening happen if we take the unsymmetrical oxytane molecule, then it is dependent from which side the ring will be open, either from the sterically hindered side or from unspherical hindered side. It depends upon the nature of nucleophile. So if we use a weak nucleophile, then the nucleophile will attack on this carbon atom and this bond will open, this bond will break. And we can see that we will obtain this molecule. And the reason is that the carbocation which is forming here is more stable. It's a tertiary carbocation. So therefore, generally the weak nucleophile attack on this carbon atom and the ring of this bond break and ring open from here. If we use a strong nucleophile, then the strong nucleophile attack on this carbon atom and this bond will break. So it's mean that if the nucleophile is strong, then it doesn't matter that whether the forming carbocation is a weak carbocation or a strong carbocation. So generally, the strong nucleophile attack on less sterically hindered site. If we use halogen as a nucleophile, then it's attack on the more sterically hindered side. So it's an exceptional case that whenever we use halide as a nucleophile, then it will attack on the more sterically hindered side. For example, okay, this R1 and R2, if we consider both these as a hydrogen, then this is an unsymmetric, this is a symmetrical oxytane molecule. But if we consider R1 is equal to hydrogen and R2 alkyl or any aryl group, then these two carbon are different and this is unsymmetrical oxytane molecule. And in this case, it will react with weak nucleophile, strong nucleophile differently. For example, if we treated N-butyl lithium, which is a strong nucleophile, in the presence of this ether solvent, then this N-butyl lithium, lithium carrying positive charge and N-butyl carrying negative charge, and this N-butyl is a strong nucleophile, so it will attack on this carbon atom instead of this carbon atom because this carbon is sterically hindered. And in the previous slide, I mentioned that if there is a strong nucleophile, it will attack on less sterically hindered carbon atom. So we will obtain this product. Similarly, if we treated oxytane, the same molecule, phenyl oxytane with phenyl lithium. So phenyl lithium is also a strong nucleophile, phenyl carrying negative charge, lithium carrying positive charge. So it will attack on the less sterically carbon atom and we will obtain this product. The second reaction is that oxytane react with alkene, and specifically electron deficient alkenes are reacted with the oxytane molecule in the presence of light and photocatalyst. Light means that photon, and a photocatalyst is also required along with the photon. So as I mentioned that electron deficient alkenes are required. So we can see over here that oxytane can easily react with acrylonitrile. And this reaction proceed in the presence of photon as well as photocatalyst, and we obtain this oxytane 2-allyl propane nitrile molecule. And this reaction, as mentioned, that it proceed in the presence of light and photocatalyst. So this reaction will proceed through free radical mechanism. Similarly, the oxytane molecule can react with methyl 2-butanate, this ester molecule, electron deficient alkene molecule, in the same light and photocatalyst, and one can obtain methyl 3-oxytane 2-allyl butanate molecule. And this reaction also proceed in the through a free radical mechanism. And these reactions are reported in this advanced synthesis and catalysis paper, which were published in 2014. So one can also search this paper and can find out other alkenes which are reacted with this oxytane molecule to produce various types of biologically active substituted oxytane molecule. Next one is polymerization of oxytane. Polymerization can occur by two mechanisms. And cationing ring opening polymerization of oxygen proceed through the activated chain and activated monomer mechanism. So both the mechanism are mentioned over here, that when an acid is used, then it's protonate this oxygen atom. So when another oxygen molecule is added, so it will attack on this carbon atom, and this end is a activated chain. So it can either produce this activated chain end, or in the second case, when this molecule is treated with an alcohol, then it produces an activated monomer. So we can see over here that when this OH attack on this carbon atom, we obtain this activated monomer, and this activated monomer then treated with an activated oxygen molecule. So both the mechanism are acceptable, and in both cases the cyclic ether is produced in the presence of Lewis acid, and cyclic ether, generally the crown ether, is formed. And crown ether, this is the structure of crown ether, and crown ether are important catalyst. And mechanism of polymerization is mentioned over here, that in the first step, two molecules, as these reaction proceed in the presence of acid, so one of the molecule protonate, it becomes activated, and then the lone pair of electron of the oxygen of this oxygen atom attack on this carbon atom, and the ring open. So it's an activated chain end. And when the second molecule of oxygen attack on this carbon atom, so we obtain another activated chain end, and then this lone pair of electron attack on this carbon atom, and the ring open, and we obtain the crown ether. So what is the importance of crown ether? Crown ethers are generally used to bring inorganic catalyst into the organic phase, and to increase the solubility of inorganic compound in organic solvent to promote chemical reactions. So various types of chemical reaction required crown ether catalyst to bring inorganic catalyst into the organic phase to fast the reaction and to produce important biologically active molecules. So this is all about the chemical reaction of oxetane molecule. Here is some practice question. This is an oxetane molecule, and you have to mention that if we add a weak nucleophile such as water molecule, then you have to put the product for when it is reacted with a weak nucleophile. Also, when a strong nucleophile such as butyl lithium or phenyl lithium or even Greek knot reagent is treated with this unsymmetrical oxetane molecule, then you should put the product of this molecule. And when it is treated with the halogens, then put the product for this molecule. You should try various types of weak nucleophiles for this reaction, strong nucleophile, as well as halogenase A nucleophile. Summary of today's lecture. In today's lecture, we have studied this about the structure of oxetane molecule and natural occurrence of oxetane molecule. And we have studied various methods for the synthesis of oxetane molecule. And at the end, we have studied various chemical reactions to obtain active molecule, and we have studied that three important reaction of oxetane: ring opening reaction of oxetane, polymerization reaction of oxetane that we obtain from polymerization, the crown ether, which are also important for the synthetic reactions. Here are some reference books for further study. Thank you.